Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Brandon Kavalakis, this is Grundon, and this is the new set that I want to show you called, I always get it wrong so I'm looking at it, the Venomblade Pact set. I just call it the Nightshade set, I don't know why. But anyway, we're going to go over skills, then gear, and the devotion shirt will be in the description down below as per usual, sorry. Now, okay, let's go over skills. I just respect a bunch of stuff, so bear with me. I'm not familiar with some of the things that I did just now because I did a lot of reworking up until the last minute, until I started recording, basically. So, let's go over this very difficult to follow skill tree, which I'm probably going to screw up. You're first going to want to take, of course, the Nightblade, and then the Occultist. Nightblade all the way up to 40. Just 1 point into here. Honestly, I could have just gone up to 32, but I wanted to put 1 point into here for that fumble chance. But anyway, 1 point in here for dual blades for dual wielding, which you don't really need it, but technically you do. You need it for using the Dallas Hidden Hand, which will modify Bolgathian's Shears, Amarasta's Quick Cut, and Whirling Death to do poison and acid damage. And yeah, lots of poison and acid damage, so anyway. Yeah, you want to put 1 point into each of those and max out the Dallas Hidden Hand. And nothing in here. Max out Amarasta's Blade Burst, that is our main DPS skill. Yes, I made it viable. You guys will see just how viable it is. This build, I will tell you, is very squishy and will die very fast if you're not careful in what you're doing. Especially because the resistances are problems, some of them, like Chaos and Aether for the most part, some Pierce problems, Pierce resistance problems, but other than that, it's completely fine. I've reworked everything over and over, so many reiterations. I didn't want to even bring out this build today, but I really wanted to show you guys what progress I've made so far. So anyway, you want to max out Lethal Assault as well to get that acid damage, cold acid, frostburn poison, percent damage up. And it'll give you a ton of offensive ability which we're lacking whenever you use it, so it's very good and it affects all attacks while active, which is very nice. So that's why I chose that. Anyway, so let me see something here. Yeah, so Ring of Steel, I put 1 point into there, and it got all the way up to 9. 1 point into its modifier to convert it into cold. Also, it just freezes targets for 3 seconds, which I found very useful. And 1 into Circle of Slaughter. I used to have this maxed out, but then I found out that Occultist has Possession, duh. I should have taken that a long time ago. It helped with Chaos resistance as well, which I really severely lacked. And I still do, but it's a lot better. So anyway, just take 1 point into here and 1 point into Shadow Strike. You want to put as many points as you can into Pneumatic Burst and get it up to 12 out of 12 in blue, 12 out of 12 in blue for Shadow Dance for that defensive ability boost. Breath of Bolgathian is always a must in my opinion. It increased your health regeneration by 33% and reduced the skill recharge by 5 seconds, which is just too useful not to have. It also enables you to dual wield as well, so if you don't want to take this top part, you can just take Breath of Bolgathian and you'll still be able to dual wield. Anyway, 1 into Veil of Shadow, and I put 1 point less than max into Night's Chill. I used to max out Phantasmal Armor for the armor, but it wasn't 100% useful as it was, though I did max out Pierce Resistance before, now I didn't, and now I can't. 1 into Anatomy of Murder, just for that Cunning bonus, and 1 into Blade Barrier for oh crap button, I'm about to die. 1 into Merciless Repertoire. I used to max this out, but decided against it, since just 1 point in my opinion is enough, because I really wanted to get Possession to really help out with damage absorption and everything else, so that's why I felt like I had to respec and do something different. 1 point into Curse of Frailty, 8 into Vulnerability, maxed out Blood of Dreeg, maxed out Aspect of the Guardian. Aspect of the Guardian for the poison resistance, who really cares, will be maxed out anyway, but physical resistance, increasing your poison and acid damage is very nice. And Blood of Dreeg for that offensive ability, always keep Blood of Dreeg and Pneumatic Burst up. and you should be good on defensive and offensive ability for the most part. Max out possession, again, for the acid and poison damage, plus the chaos resistance, which we will need, and the damage absorption is nice as well. The Devotion Tree will be in the description down below, and that's basically it. It is a very good devotion tree in my opinion that I worked up. I didn't get Abomination because I didn't have enough points. I needed to make this character a little bit more defensive, and that's because he lacks armor and resistances, so I really had to make him more defensive. And that's basically all there is to it. If I were to do anything different, it would be to take out of Targo and put it into Empty Throne to get some resistances that I really need, but I, again, didn't have enough points, so it's all good. Anyway, let's go over gear. Gear is the full Venomblade Pact set. You want the Venomblade Razor, the Fist of the Venomblade, Razor of the Venomblade is Venomblade Razor, same thing. Anyway, this will have Venom Spine's chance on critical attack. Give me a second, I need to close my door. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, just give me 1 second. Forgot that one of my ferrets are up. Anyway. Chance on critical attack, Venom and Spines erupt around you, impaling your foes. Pretty nice, pretty useful. And it has only a 1.8 second skill recharge. It passes through all enemies. It has a short meter radius, but it always procs a lot. As long as you're critting, of course. You want to put an imbued silver on there with poison, acid, damage, health augment, acid damage augment. That would be the Outcast Venom. Yep, Outcast Venom. And for rings, for augments, you want to put Survivor's Ingenuity, same with the amulet. Life Giver's Signet, I chose this because of the resistances, and not just the resistances, but also the health that it gives, the defensive ability, the life steal, the constitution bonus. Overall, it's a solid ring, and I liked it for this build. That's why I also chose Open Hand Mercy for defensive ability, vitality, and elemental resistance, which I'm still lacking in elemental resistances, which is why I chose the gear that I chose with the components and everything. Anyway, yeah, that's just about it for that. I chose the Black Gem of Dryad. You could choose something like the Thread of Mortality if you're going into like a heavy chthonic area, with a bunch of chaos damage. It'll help out a little bit more. Yeah, overall, this is all pretty good. I like the Gaze of Dryad. The Gaze of Dryad, if you don't know, summons a bunch of eyes to circle around you, seeking out enemies, and then they blow up after a few seconds, which is pretty useful. And anyway, I put a focusing prism on there. You don't have to put a focusing prism though. I'm thinking of changing it to either an arcane spark or something else. I'm not completely sure though. Maybe even an Aether Soul to get my Aether resistance up just a little bit more. Probably I would do an Aether Soul honestly, but yeah, it's okay. Anyway, let's see, for the other weapon is Fist of the Venomblade, of course, Venom Spines, it has that on there as well. And this is on attack, not on critical. And, yeah. Anyway, so, same thing, 1.8 second skill recharge. It, is a very good weapon, I like it. I mean, it's part of the set, so you need to use it. Put a Purified Salt on there with Outcast Venom Augment. I used two parts of the Dryad set, the Amulet and the Mantle. The Mantle provides offensive and defensive ability, poison and acid resistance, poison and acid damage, and a bunch of health which we need, because this build, again, is pretty squishy. The standard poison gear that I use, and that would be Viper Fang, Nidalis, Leg Wraps, Venom Spine Greaves, and Thorn Girdle the Misty Glade. Viper Fang grips are just self-explanatory, extremely useful. Chance on critical attack of 100% with a 1 second skill recharge to poison and slow targets by a lot for 5 seconds. Put an Unholy Inscription in there and put an Aether Resistance Augment on there. Put a Pierce Resistance Augment on the shoulders. Put a Pierce Resistant Augment and a Mark Dragon on the boots. Venom Spine Greaves, very useful. I like them. Mark of Divinity, I couldn't choose anything else. If I were to choose something else, if I had better elemental resistances, it would be Mark of the Apostate. But I don't. So as you can see, I'll equip it. All my resistances and elemental resistances go down to 57. So that's a no can do right there. Anyway, Aether Soul in the Mark of Divinity. Again, I would put an Aether Soul on here, honestly, but can't do that at the moment since I'm recording. I put a Molten Skin on here for more armor, fire resistance, reduction in burn duration, which again, resistances are a problem, so you're going to need to do that. Aether Resistance Augment on there. I believe that's an Outcast Warding Powder, yep. And, I just want to say one thing, where is it? I tested out a bunch of different relics that I crafted. Like, I have all the relics, all the mythical relics. I have at least one or two of each of them, just in case I lose one. Now, Dreeg's Affliction, you may think this may be more useful, but it actually is not useful at all compared to the Malediction. Malediction, if you don't know, gives you a poison aura, which increases your damage much more than Dreeg's Affliction. Much more, so much more. Much better, in my opinion. And that's basically all there is to it. It's so much better. Get a better completion bonus than I have. Chaos damage will not help at all. Yeah, that's basically it for, gear, except I'll just go over the rest. Aether Resistance in there, Silk Swatch in there, Silk Swatch in there. Devil's Revenge, 33% chance when hit, to poison them per second, minus their resistances, which will make them take more damage. And then Stealth Jacket of the Venomblade. I put an Outcast, Skyguard powder in there. And I put a Hallowed Ground in there for more defensive ability, which we need. And elemental resistances, again, which we lack. Without further ado, let's get straight into the gameplay. Gameplay follows as such. Keep up both your number 1 and 2 skills, that's your Pneumatic Burst and your, Blood of Dreeg. Make sure that you're always hitting enemies. You have to hit them in order to steal their health. Shadow Strike right into the fray. Use your Ring of Steel to freeze and do some damage to the enemies while making them have a chance to fumble their attacks. Again, keep your Blood of Dreeg up. Spam your Amarasta's Blade Burst as always. So Shadow Strike, Ring of Steel, Amarasta's Blade Burst. Make sure you keep up your buffs. Make sure you put down your number 4 skill, which is Curse of Frailty. Keep that up on the enemy. This is a very heavy, energy-intensive build, by the way. Also, I was considering putting an energy leech item, the Arcane Spark, on the amulet. As you can see, we survived pretty well because of that Life Giver Signet, and like I said, I try to make my builds a good hybrid, a good healthy mix of offense and defense, and that's how all builds should be, honestly. If you want to perform at your peak performance, in my opinion, that's how builds should be. See, the Ring of Steel is freezing them. Very useful. When you use that in the middle of a crowd, it'll freeze them, it'll slow them, it'll just do a bunch of helpful, useful things. Very strong build, by the way. I've seen ticks of poison for over 100,000 damage each, which is pretty useful. It would probably be a lot more if I had Tainted Eruption and just the Abomination tree in total, but since I don't have it, it's all good. As you can see, I melt the warden pretty fast. Spam your Shadow Strike on him, you should go down very fast. Power up! And done. Very nice. If you guys enjoyed the build video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. As always, more builds will be up. This will be posted on Monday, this was recorded on Saturday. I'll see you guys later. Have a great day, have a great night, and I'll see you guys then. Friend's channel in the description down below, go check him out. Great anime YouTuber. He records a lot of anime games if you like to see that, I know I do. Anyway, enjoy the build, enjoy everything that you do, and I'll see you guys then. This is Brandon signing out, and I'll see you in Grim Dawn on Discord or wherever else. Bye guys.